What's up, it's Rob from Superhuman Bikes with another Photon production update. This one's exciting, another factory. Let's dive right in. Check this out, we're inside the factory and this is a huge facility. Can you guess what's being made here? I'll give you a second. You probably see all the metal. This is the frame factory and a lot of frames get made here. What's super important here is the quality of the frame. Because if the frame's not right, you know, your wheel's gonna be bent. It's not going to be straight. That bike is not going to feel good, and we see a lot of that with other bikes. Let's check out what's here. This is the top tube, absolutely beautiful. So it's pre-machined. This is shaped, machine shaped into that shape, and then machined, pre-machined, to be built into the frame. Here's the down tube, also what houses your generous Photon battery. A lot of range on that thing. Here's the head tube with some holes, which allows for expansion during heat treatment. And your serial number there is at the bottom of the head tube. So this is the tube that's at the very front of your bike. Be sure when you get your bike to write down your serial number. I've lost some bikes before. If you don't have a serial number, it's tough to recover. This is the seat tube. You got some braze-ons for a water bottle mount. We're just burning through this. Now this is a jig, and this technician is laying up the front triangle for your Photon here. The reason this jig is used is because everything has to be in its exact location. If it's not, if this head tube's at the wrong angle, your wheel's gonna flop to the left and the right when you try and turn the bike. If the bottom bracket's in the wrong spot, you're gonna be pedaling at a weird angle. It's just gonna feel like a terrible, cheap bike that you see from a lot of other places. Now, this gentleman here, he's spot welding this frame into place. So what he's doing is just putting enough weld on each piece to make sure that it's in the appropriate spot. It fixes them in the correct geometry. After spot welding, each frame, every single frame is brought over here to the drawing. And of course, there's different drawings for the different frames, frame sizes, and every dimension is checked. There are critical dimensions here, so that's the angle between each tube, the down tube, head tube, seat tube, the bottom bracket, super important. Where those lay up in according to the drawing. Everything's just got to be in the right spot, and there are very tight tolerances in these. If it's outside that tolerance, this frame will not be built into a bike. Now, all of these frames which you see here, they have passed that test, and so what's happening here is these welders are completing the welds. They're turning that spot weld, and they're just going the whole way around the weld to give it a super strong structural integrity. This is 6061 series aluminum, so it's lightweight, it's very strong. After this, these frames do get heat treated. They go through 2 rounds of heat treatment to make them even stronger, because aluminum that hasn't been heat treated is just not as strong as heat treated aluminum. It's liable to bend, to break. Once it's heat treated, it's like crazy strong. You do see here we've got both male and female welders in the factory. I've been through a ton of these factories and I haven't seen a difference in the quality of the welds. We don't see a lot of female welders here in the West, but we do see them over there. So that's awesome. And let's see, on the right here, check this out. These are completed front triangles, mostly completed. The reason is the structural weld is there. Check out those beads all the way around. Super strong. You're not going to see any gaps and holes in these welds. But for the Photon Pros, they will go through another process, which is smoothing these welds out. So it's like kind of a seamless weld. It's just absolutely beautiful. Moving along here, that was the front triangle. Now this is a piece of the rear triangle. The seat stays, to be exact. That mounts between the rear wheel and the seat tube. This is part of the chain stay. You see the rear dropout there. Some mounts for different cables, the brakes. So this is the rear triangle that lines up with the chain line. That's it from the frame factory. So all of the frames are being built right now, each size. The parts we were missing to build the frames are finally here, so that's in progress. And what's coming up next, once these frames are completed, you know, they will be heat treated and painting. That is the next major step. They will get painted and then sent on to our assembly factory. At the assembly factory, you know, all the different components get put onto the bike, and that's when you'll have your completed bike. Once that's QC'd, they'll ship out to you. So that's where we're at with Photon production. I know we've pushed a little bit past our initial estimates, so thank you everybody I'm sure you're anxious to receive the bikes. Thank you for your patience on this while we do it right. It just took a little bit longer to get some of the components, but they're here now and it should be smooth sailing from this point. So thanks for watching this update. Keep an eye out for the next one. We'll keep you updated. I think things will move very fast from this point, and we'll see you in the next one. Take care.